Today, I just wanted to make a video to ask you one question only, and that's how much money are you leaving on the table? My question is how much money are you leaving on the table, because what are you working for, right? You're leaving too much money on the table, and that goes to one essential fact. How do you value yourself? How do you value your skills, your abilities, your knowledge, right? What is it that makes you happy? What is it that you're doing? And how is it adding to your life, your lifestyle, and most importantly, your happiness? And that's what we're here to talk about today. Hey y'all, welcome back to Go and Grow TV. Here on this episode of Money Monday, we're talking about a topic on everybody's mind: money. What's up, good people? It's me, Dr. Miracle Jackson, and today we're about to be having some fun. Look, y'all, I went to the bank, I took out some money because I wanted to really make this video to show how much money that you could possibly be leaving on the table. I just wanted to take a moment to talk about three major things, right? People, power, and perspective, and how all of those things come together, right, to create politics, and which essentially creates this idea of money that we tend to value because it's an essential resource for our survival, for some happiness, and for others, great health. So let's dive right in. All right, so first things first, the bill that everybody wants, right? The Benjamins. The good old Benjamin right here. Then we also got the little, who's this? Grant. Oh my gosh, how did I not know who this is? Today we're gonna be talking about money in your bag, getting the coins, the bills, every single thing, right? So right here, all across the table, we got the entire U.S. currency, right? Down to the $2 bill, the $100 bill, 20, 10, 5, 50, and 100. Look, y'all, we're gonna dive deep into the concept of money, right? So not the need for money, right? Not the desire for money, right? Those all fall into one big picture of the concept of money. So down to the coins, y'all, like we got the $50 coin, we got the dollar coin, the nickel, the quarter, the dime, the penny, whatever you name it. Why am I making this video? I'm making this video because I spent the past year of my life focusing so much on all of these bills that I see here in front of me, pun intended, and how I was gonna pay the bills with them, and just the idea of working so much just for this, this is what life has become. And so I'm somebody that always figures out a way to be able to change your perspective. I'm not the kind of doctor that can save your life, but I am the kind of doctor that can change your perspective. So let's dive right into it. And then we also got some coins right here. So let's go ahead and open this up. Boom. Drop that thing right there. So we got the $50. That's something that's really cool as far as coins that you don't see in circulation as much. And then we also got the dollar coin, which is one of the first coins that included a woman on currency, even though it was this woman that didn't want to share equal rights with like the whole women's rights movement. And yeah, it should be for all women. No, the woman that was on the currency, Susan B. Anthony, was actually not here for Black women having the same access and power and just different things to help us be successful. But that is beyond the point right now. The point is the different currencies. So we got the $50, we got the dollar coin, the quarter, the good old nickel, the dime, right? And then we got our penny. This is what we're gonna be doing. All of it. How do we make it rain? One of the things that I learned is that like I worried so much about like bills and money and being in my bag, right? And just all the different things that life has kind of become nowadays. If you don't have a proud grad tee already, you definitely need one, because you're missing out on what I'm about to be talking about, right? We're all going to for one thing and one thing only, and it's to get more of these guys right here. So we got every single U.S. currency that you could think of right here on the table. And today I want to talk to you about the concept of how much money are you leaving on the table? So when I was in grad school, most recently completing my doctoral program, it was the most stressful time of my entire life. That was the first time where I authored a 250-page document that talked about some of the things I'm going to be talking to you about right now, right? And it's about money. And everything that you see on these dollar bills, you'll see that it has one thing in common, right? Has one thing in common, right? No matter what bill, no matter what coin, no matter what currency that you're looking at, usually for the most part, about 90% of the time, if not more, it has what? It has a face on it. And it has one demographic of faces, but we won't get into that. What we'll stay focused on is everything that we're working for, right? To get more of what you see here behind me, right? But how much money are you leaving on the table? So, all right, so we'll start with the basics, right? So we got all the main bills right here. And actually, if you didn't know, there used to be $100,000 bill, $1,000 bill, $500,000 bill. Like there was so many different types of bills, but we got 7 total main bills. We have the 100, the 50, the 20, the 5, the 10, the 2, and the 1, right? So what does that all look like right here? So we got all these bills, right? Smack you real quick with some money. And then we get... So if I could just intrigue you for a moment, this is the most valuable U.S. currency currently still in circulation. And this is a penny that is the least valuable U.S. currency. So what I am curious about is how much money are you leaving on the table? I'm talking about visual. I'm a visual learner, so a few years ago I created this Proud Grad Tee, right? Shameless plug. Proud Grad Tee, if you don't have one, you need one, so go ahead and get you that in the link below. But back to the money, right? We're all working for this. Actually, we spend majority of our lives working for what we call paper, but it's actually not paper. It's linen. That's what money is made of. Linen is anyways, you don't care about the ingredients of how they make the bill. You care about the bill itself. So let's focus on that. Let's get into it, y'all.
Before we get out of here, I need you to really lock in for a second, because this is bigger than budgeting, bigger than saving, bigger than a paycheck. We talked about perspective earlier, right? Well, think about this. In the US, we've got 7 bills in circulation. 7. And every single one of them has a face on it. Those faces represent power, history, influence, and decisions that shaped this country. Now ask yourself, what does it mean that the faces we see every day, sometimes dozens of times a week, belong to people who controlled wealth, land, and systems? And yet, most of us work our entire lives without ever questioning the system we're participating in. So again, what are you working for? Are you working to live or working to die slowly, doing something that doesn't feed your purpose? Because the majority of our lives are spent working. And the gag is, most people never stop to question the relationship they have with the very thing they're given their life energy for. When you change your perspective on money, when you stop seeing money as just paper or linen with a face on it and start seeing it as a tool, a resource, and a reflection of power, that's when the game flips. That's when you stop leaving money on the table. That's when you start moving differently, negotiating differently, planning differently, and valuing yourself differently. And if this video opened your eyes even a little bit, then you're exactly where you need to be. Because we're just getting started. And next Monday, I'm dropping a brand new video at 7 p.m. How to obtain financial freedom in 2025 and how to prepare you for financial freedom in 2026. And trust me, this one is going to give you the blueprint to stop surviving, start thriving, and get rid of leaving all that money on the table. So make sure you're subscribed, make sure that notification bell is on, and make sure you're ready, because we're leveling up financially, mentally, and spiritually over here on Go and Grow TV. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. I am Dr. J. In the meantime, keep going, keep growing, and keep walking in miracles. Take care of yourself. Doctor's orders.